recall that we wrote a letter to the Minister of Education and also the Minister of Labor, intimating them of our desire to resume our suspended strike, which we suspended because of the promises made by the federal government of Nigeria to pay the 4 months withheld salaries. This we have not seen, and there is nothing convincing before us so far to show that efforts are being made. Even the House of Representatives Committee that came in to discuss with us and passing a resolution on the floor of the House of Representatives directing the President and the Minister of Finance to see to it that these payments are made. Nothing has been done so far. It's excuses upon excuses of omission, and I do not know how long it will take to correct that. So the only language that is very obvious and clear is to also make sure that services are no longer rendered in our citadels of learning, so that government probably will understand that there are human beings who have been, alienated, and also, being maltreated.
Just ask, how much more can Nigerians take, really? There's the economic situation that they have to grapple with, the security in some parts of the country as well, and now industrial actions are upon us. The Nigerian Labour Congress and TUC gave us a taste of this some weeks ago with that one-day strike that crippled the nation. ASU had also said, well, we need some of our issues resolved, else we'll take action. Now we have SSANU, that's Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, putting out a very strong statement. So let's find out where we're at right now. How close are we to either a resolution or down tooling? We're joined on the program by the National President, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SSANU, Comrade Muhammad Ibrahim. He joins us live from our Abuja studio. Good morning, Comrade Ibrahim. Well, good to have you, I should say, at least to clear the air, but it's never good to see strikes and all this amper. So speak to us. How close are we to either a resolution or a strike? Which one are we closer to right now, Comrade?
Good morning, Kayode, and thanks for having me. It's really a sad one, and honestly, for want of a better word, I can say that I weep for my country, because we are at a crossroads. Recall the statement we put forward and the ultimatum we gave. We have had a one-week warning strike in March, and the intervention of the Federal Ministry of Education through the 2 ministers and other stakeholders, led us to, suspend further action after the one-week warning strike in March. And the words that were given to us then was that things were going to be sorted, almost with immediate effect. And from March till date, it's clearly over 3 months, nothing actually came on board in the name of making the payments, and other promises also see the light of the day. So we had to meet again, and the Joint Action Committee of NASU and SSANU decided to also do the needful by ensuring that protocols and processes are followed before we, go full-blown. So we gave another 2 weeks to remind government that there is something that you have said you will do, which you have not done. The 2 weeks elapsed midnight, yesterday, and we only got invited by the Minister of Education and the Minister of Labor, a day before. So we spent the whole of yesterday, discussing and doing fire on the mountain, with them. We discussed elaborately, and the long and short of this story is that all the discussions we have had still remain on the same pedestal. Promises upon promises that things are being done. We've been told that the issue has been escalated to the villa, and that memos have been written, and they have been before the president since March. And this we find very, intriguing, that we have been told that the president does not keep his mails and that he attends to things as they unfold. So we have been told that they are only waiting for approvals from Mr. President. I don't know which other approval, because the same president in October granted a waiver that workers in the universities will be given or should be given 4 months of the withheld salaries. Right. And our counterparts in the academics got theirs, about 3 months ago. So we were left out, and when we complained, it was disclosed to us that it was an error of omission. So now that they have written again, and it has taken like 3 months without getting further action, it's something that we felt that we cannot just keep quiet. So the deadline has elapsed. After the meeting that did not produce anything yesterday, we met again at the level of the Joint Action Committee, the leadership, and we have reeled out actions that we will take. We have reviewed the situation, and that we have been pleaded upon, that councils have just been inaugurated, and a lot more other people have, engaged the government to get this thing done. So as very responsible leaders, what we have decided to do is that we have declared that by Tuesday next week, that will be the 9th of July, we have directed our branches to hold protest all over the country in our branches to tell the world that something definitely is wrong somewhere. That protest will take place in all our campuses. And then we will continue with the engagements. And then we will also have a grand protest in Abuja on the 18th of July, where we will picket the office of the Minister of Education, the Minister of Labor, who has not even shown any sign of seriousness on the matter. Because if we had a very serious Minister of Labor, probably we wouldn't have gotten to this level. This is the second time she invited us for a meeting, only to go there and wait for hours. And we will be told that she is in the villa and nothing, is coming from her. Yesterday, after meeting with the the two ministers of education and the directors in the Ministry of, and the PAMSEC and the directors of Ministry of Education, we got to the appointment she gave us at the Ministry of Labor. Every director was there, the permanent secretary was there, but the Honorable Minister of Labor kept us in limbo. We waited till eternity. She never showed up, only to get a message that she was still in the villa. The same thing happened, 3 months ago. So we clearly feel that this is a sabotage, to Mr. President and this government, because this is clearly what is supposed to be their job, to ensure that things are done. So at the moment, we have declared that we will have protests at the branches, and then we will have a grand protest in Abuja, and then thereafter, we will go on a full-blown strike that will be total, comprehensive, indefinite, and without any concession.
So, Comrade, I noted that in the communique that you also issued, that you accused the government of adopting a divide and rule policy to set the unions on a collision course. But wouldn't it also be instructive to also note that perhaps it is because the unions also do not present a united front more often than not, and this gives government a loophole, to work with to adopt that divide and rule that you talk about, going by the trajectory of relations between ASU and SSANU and NASU on the other hand?
Well, Bukola, I think you need to understand that the university community is a family. And to the best of my knowledge, we do not have any issues amongst us, whether it is ASU or SSANU or any other union. So the divide and rule the government is enjoying is what we cannot be able to say much, but they know exactly what they are doing. If the president has given a waiver and he said that they should pay workers in the universities, the president did not say, go and pay ASU and leave out the 3 other unions. So whoever that made that mistake, to err is human. Whom we felt that after raising alarm that something wrong has happened, the needful should have been done by ensuring that, we correct those mistakes. But if it is taking eternity to correct that mistake, clearly it shows that some people are not interested in making sure that our educational system, and especially university education, blossoms, and that it gives out what it's supposed to give. So we do not have any rivalry or any problem between the four, unions in the university. So the buck is on the table of government. What we need to know, and what everybody knows, that there is no way you can operate a university with, just the academics or just the non-teaching. We play complementary roles, and we know that everyone is important, and you cannot, show preference over the other.
Right.
So whoever that is keeping his neck on our knee, his knee on our neck, should take it off, or we will do what we have just, said.
In other words, they should let you breathe, as the president has said. But one more thing,
yes.
Comrade. So you talked about the Minister of Education, the Ministry of Labor, and Minister of State for Labor. What about the finance component? Because at the heart of this is actually money, right? What you are entitled to. So what are you hearing from that side? Because this is a money matter, and we need to have that component also intact in it.
Yes, we did not just, write the Ministry of Labor and Ministry of Education, but also copied the finance people. But the information we get from them is that theirs is to act. They only need approvals. So they cannot just, because they get letters from us, they will just make payments. They need somebody to tell them, pay this money, and that they will do.
Right.
So clearly, the issue is still within the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Labor, who have now said that the issue is, at the villa. So,
right. So this is yet another SOS from SSANU to the president. SSANU says they're holding off on the strike, but there will be protests on Tuesday, and then a bigger protest in the nation's capital. I think you said the week after. Am I correct, Comrade?
Yes, on the 18th.
On the 18th.
The picketing on all campuses.
Yes.
He mentioned that as well.
So that is the latest update from SSANU. As I said earlier on, this is now at the table, as you've said, of the president, and approval should be given to sort this out. But I would like to thank you so much, Comrade Mohammed Ibrahim, for giving us this update, and wish you the very best. Comrade Ibrahim is the National President, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SSANU. Thank you once again for your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll take a moment now, and when we return, we'll move on to yet another topic that has been very contentious. Maybe your guess is as good as mine, but you have to wait to find out. Stay with us.